This is MJ. I'm an author, I'm an artist, I'm an analyzer. Welcome to Red Panda Report. Buckle up for two-fisted pulp action as I talk about the terrific twosome of Toronto. Red Panda Report episode 28 will be covering Red Panda Adventures episode 28. Here's the copy written and directed written by Greg Taylor, who writes and directs the episodes of Red Panda and stars as the voice of that marvelous masked mystery man. If you play the game long enough, it is only a matter of time before others know your moves as well as you know theirs. But when just such an old foe joins forces with a new organization, the game is rigged against the Red Panda before it begins. When they begin taking pieces off the board, will our heroes risk everything to get them back? Will either of them survive the opening gambit? Okay, so sorry, I got thrown off because that one had a typo in it, which is very rare. Greg Taylor is usually tremendously on point, but in this instance, he had a little bit of a faux pas. And not that I want to highlight and mock and, I don't know, badmouth. That's not the kind of person I want to be in general at all. But also, I don't like doing that as far as my coverage of things is concerned, because I'd rather talk about what I like about something and what the strengths of it are rather than the weaknesses. Although if the weaknesses present themselves as an issue to be discussed, then they will be discussed. Anyway, so yeah, there was a little bit of a typo there which threw off my performance. Also, yeah, things are a little bit weird right now, and that's okay. I'm making some adjustments, some micro adjustments to make sure I'm getting everything done the way I need to get it done and when I need to get it done and such, and I'm being vague on purpose. And anyway, on with the show. So, what are my thoughts about this episode of The Opening Gambit? I like it a lot. It's very interesting. The thing that happens, probably that's the biggest deal, is, well, there's a couple things that are all a big deal. One of the agents of the Red Panda gets abducted by a criminal organization, specifically by Kid Chaos, who is who's taking point on this operation. Did they say the name of it? It's just the Syndicate for now is what it's called. Anyway, so Red Panda takes point. Red Panda takes point. Kid Chaos, an enemy of the Red Panda, takes point on this, and we don't know much about Kid Chaos because he's only been mentioned in passing once before when when Flying Squirrel mentioned the fact that Red Panda went back in time to battle him along with a super team of sorts, which could have been the Justice League. No, not the Justice League. The Justice Team. I can't remember what they call them, but they're a New York-based superhero team that's supposed to be kind of like an homage to the Golden Age Justice League of America, I think, is the idea. Anyway, I don't quite remember everything about them. They have is it Miracle Max or Miniature Max? Anyway, they have a guy named Max who can shrink himself to Molecule Max. That's his name. He can shrink himself down to the size of you guessed it. You had it right on the first try. A molecule. Anyway, so yeah, he teamed up with Molecule Max and the other members of his Justice Society. Is that what it could be? Justice Society of America? I don't remember what it's called now. But anyway, that's who he teamed up with. Flying Squirrel mentioned it maybe, I don't know, 6 episodes or so ago. And here we get to see the actual first time that they have been together. When would it have been? It would have been when they dealt with somebody who was doing time travel, and Red Panda said he didn't believe in time travel, and maybe it was the Baboon McSmoothie episode. Anyway, whatever. Doesn't matter. That's a distraction. Anyway, this one was a lot of fun, and yet I still had a problem with it, which is this, that for some reason, despite the fantastic job of writing that he does. And by the way, I'm talking about Red Panda for those who have missed it, those who have forgotten. I'm talking about Red Panda, and I'm listening to it again, and this is the 3rd or 4th time. This might be my 4th complete time of listening through the entire series. Why am I going back to it again? Because it's that darn good. And what do I mean by it's that darn good? One, it tells basically one single story. And it does it all from Taylor's perspective alone, over 120 episodes, plus the books. There's 5 books, I think. Pyramid of Peril, Android Assassins, Mind Master. I can't think of the other one. I think it's just 4 books, maybe. Anyway, still excellent books. Um, anyway, yeah. So, and here's the thing: you could buy the books. I think they're all out of print now, but Taylor has been kind enough to share the episodes on the Decoder Ring feed. So if you want to check those out, you can look for them and find them there. They're excellent, and the books are really, really good. So I mean, this guy's a very talented writer. And his humor is typically on point. The action, the drama, it's all there. And also, it's done in the audio drama format, and it's excellently executed. And it's all very well crafted, except for in this episode, he's right there, or he's right behind me, isn't he? Gag stated once clearly, like plainly stated in that exact language, perhaps, or once for sure, perhaps twice. And there was somebody behind somebody, and it was a dramatic turn or a comedic turn or ironic turn or whatever, like 4 or 5 times in the episode. And I thought that was a little strange. I thought it was a little strange. I thought it was a little, not lowbrow, but just kind of beneath Taylor's level of skill. And I was surprised that it shook out that way, that it happened that way. It was strange to see him relying on that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to be unkind, but it does feel a little bit as if he was relying on that construction, that joke, that I don't know what you call it. Could that be a trope? I guess that you could call that a trope. I was gonna say leitmotif, but it's not really a leitmotif either. I guess it would be a trope. That's what I would have to call it. And it's a trope that I very much dislike. It's a trope I've disliked since I was a kid, and I don't get it, and I don't understand why people think it's funny at all. And yeah, I'm surprised that Taylor used it so liberally in this episode. Switching gears to be more positive and to talk about something that Taylor didn't use liberally, Kid Chaos. This is his 5th appearance as far as the story is concerned. This is his first appearance in an actual episode. There was one other mention of him. This was his second mention, but first appearance. But it's his 5th encounter, let's call it, with Red Panda and a Flying Squirrel. And I'm pretty sure, no. Yeah. They make reference to, there's banter and references to their history with each other. And that's what's being referred to in the copy of, knowing each other's moves so well. So this is, again, their 5th encounter. And Kid Chaos is a delightful character. He's very entertaining. And I don't know how much he appears in the future. I'm going to say at least 2 other times, if not 3 other times. He is featured heavily in one of the books, and he's fantastic. He really is. Really, truly is a wonderful character to spend some time with. And yeah, he's really enjoyable, and I very much enjoyed, well, yeah, as you can guess, I very much enjoyed him as a character, and it's a lot of fun. I can't tell if he's supposed to be a Joker type of character or if he's supposed to be somebody else, and I don't know who that would be because I don't have enough knowledge of the pulps, and I don't have enough knowledge of like a wide gamut of superhero rogues galleries. And I don't know, even though Batman is based on the Shadow, I don't know that his rogues gallery is based on the Shadow's rogues gallery, and if there's any crisscross or any overlap between them or not. I know, well, yeah, sorry. I was just about to start flexing for no good reason, so I will not do that. And instead I will say, I don't know who Kid Chaos is supposed to be based off of, or if he's an entirely original character, but he's definitely a very well executed character regardless. I want to divert real quick before I get out of here and say that I want to take note of or make note of some special things that happened with the characters in the world of the Red Panda. We get to see that, this is the first time ever so many agents have been joined together. We get to see Harry Kelly making some career advancement, you could call it, in the Red Panda's organization, which is super cool. Very interesting to see that sort of thing happen over the course of the series. We get to see stuff happen with Spiro, like his mind gets wiped for a little while based on a post-hypnotic suggestion that Red Panda left him as a safeguard against people doing this, bad people doing this very thing, using one of his agents against them. And then we see his memory restored, which is really cool. We get no clear hints of who this syndicate is, but the way the guy talks, he's got like this, I don't know, almost religious fervor or something about, I don't know, purifying the streets with criminal activity or whatnot. So I think this may be a hint that this is something dealing with the Nazis. The Nazis, the Germans, well, it's the Nazis in Red Panda. That's what he ends up dealing with a lot. So it very well could be that, but I'm not 100% sure. But it is nice that it is setting up an overarching plot. And we also get to see featured a classic gag, which is the Red Panda using disguise makeup on himself. I feel like this is something the Shadow does as well. And yeah, I feel like this is something the Shadow does as well. And I don't know, there's been at least an episode per season where Red Panda's done it, but we've also heard mention of him doing it in the past. Like in the episode with the circus family, he mentioned that he used a disguise, and he used his makeup disguising skills on himself to make himself look like a different person. And they knew he wasn't really who he said he was, and he wouldn't give them a name. So he just kept using that face for them, that disguise for them. And, whatever, it worked. There's the history of it, and, or that's a historical mention of it. And we get to see it actively used a few other times, which is a lot of fun. Overall, the episode was a lot of fun. It's episode 28, so we're 1/4 into season 3, each season being 12 episodes. And we don't really know where the season's going just yet, but we're, I guess, starting to feel the development of this plot happening, this overarching plot of something's happening. Something's trying to get at the Red Panda and the flying squirrel, and, we need to figure out who or what that entity, that organization is. And I would think that the rest of the season should be us unraveling, seeing Red Panda and Flying Squirrel unravel the syndicate. But let's see what happens next time. Leave your thoughts, comments, questions. I would love to hear feedback from you and talk about this episode. And please remember to check out Karuv, Midnight Angel, my short story that is very much pulp and Red Panda inspired. And it's not going to take long to read. In fact, you can listen to me read it to you if you like, just by following the link in the show notes. I hope you enjoyed that. Like, share, and subscribe. I invite you to comment, ask questions, and share your thoughts with me. It's always more fun when you're part of the conversation. Until next time, be well and hold high the lamp of justice. Visit mjmunoz.com for more of my work and help me build up the Fortress Fiction.